How are you doing? Still doesn't work. Doesn't seem to work. Oh. It's possible. And the batteries on mine died as well. Thanks.
Pull that out and throw it right in.
Yeah. Oh, was it? Oh. Let's try this one again. Could be just my laptop as well, because it has been acting up. Yeah. I'll try here. It's moving the mouse a bit, but I can use my arrow keys as well. So it's detecting it, but here. That works. Yeah. Awesome. It's just press it, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. All right. Hello. Hello. Yes. All right. Let's get this going. Let me just start my timer. So, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Maarten van Driessen. I'm going to talk to you about mastering VCP, a couple tips and tricks, and your path to certification success. A bit about me. My name is Maarten van Driessen. I am a freelance infrastructure consultant based in Belgium. I have been a vExpert since 2017, vExpert Pro since a couple of years after that. And I'm also one of the Belgian VMUG leaders, as you might have seen from the shoes I'm wearing. You can follow me on Twitter, LinkedIn, or Twix, we should call it now, right? So yeah, that's enough about me. So the agenda I have got for you. So why would you actually bother with certification? I'm going to talk about that, the different certification tracks there are. Some changes that were made to the program recently, I think May 6th, a bit of preparation and resources you can use, some tips and tricks, and then next steps you can take after the VCP exam. So why would I bother with certification? A lot of you might wonder why you should bother. I did wonder that myself when I first started my VCP journey, actually. First thing is, it's just, for me, I used it as a way to prove that I actually knew what I was talking about or what I was preaching. It's a good value check to see if you actually are where you are from a technical point of view. And it helps with job interviews, with getting a new job, with getting a bit of recognition internally as well, with, okay, this guy actually does know what he's talking about, and we should probably trust what he's saying. Or she, sorry. Now there's a couple certification tracks, and probably most of you will know the big three, which is going to be the data center virtualization track, network virtualization, and the cloud management and automation. Maybe everybody knows this, raise of hands. All right, cool. There's two more that I actually discovered that existed when I was creating this presentation. I knew about one of them, but the other one surprised me. The EWS one is the endpoint and workload security, which was the carbon black thing. It's got a bit of other stuff in there as well. I think it's probably gonna fade out soon, but who knows? And the other one is Tanzu Kubernetes Operator, which is obviously going to be focused heavily on the Tanzu side of things. Now, there have been a few changes to the program recently. I think May 6th, I wrote it down. Broadcom announced that they were making several changes to the program, and a couple of them were very highly anticipated by me and very welcomed by me as well. So the training requirement is gone. That was always a struggle. You had to do a required training before you would actually get your VCP credit when you took the exam. So you could take the exam, but if you didn't take the associated course, you would never get the badge or the certificate. So that is gone, which is very good because it's there's still a requirement for it if you want to go with the other badge. So there's two more badges, and I'll come back to that in a second. But for people that were on the VCAP level or after that, they always had to make sure that they had an active VCP. And if you forgot, you have to take the course again. Costs a lot of money, so it's good that that's gone. Another thing is standardized exam fees. So in the past, it was, I think, $250 for the VCP one, $450 for the VCAP certification, and $150 for the associate one, if I'm not mistaken. So now it's just a flat fee, $250 for everything, which is, again, very good if you are on that next level VCAP, but that is something to keep in mind. Now, I said before, there's new badges that you can collect. So there's actually two badges on Credly, and the badges that VMware gives out, Broadcom gives out, for your certification. One, because of the dropping of the requirement for that required course, is just, I have the certificate, I took the exam, and I passed. Good job. The other one is, I took the course, and then I also succeeded. So there's two versions of the same badge. So that's something to keep in mind. And as a lot of you may probably know, the old certification certification manager wasn't really that great. It was very old. The new portal is a lot better, a lot easier to work with. So that is something that is also changed. Some preparation you can do, or tips and tricks about preparing to take the VCP exam, is first of all, read the exam blueprints. The exam blueprints, Broadcom publishes them for every single certification, VCAP, VCTA, VCP. It has every objective for the minimum qualifying candidate, is what they call it. It's just a couple of levels on what they can ask you questions about. For data center virtualization, this can go from how you can create a cluster, DRS, HA, all that stuff. It just has everything listed in there that you're going to get questions about. So know everything that is on the blueprint. If it's in the blueprint, expect to get questions on it. Everything you ever need to know about the exam is in that blueprint. That's the most important thing I can recommend. The second thing is you have to get experience with the product, and you just got to break stuff. Labbing it out in a home lab, hands-on lab, at work, probably not in production, preferably. There's also test drive that you can use, but just break stuff, see what happens if you make a change. Then you understand the scenario, and you will also know how it works. And it doesn't have to be on the exam then, but you can sort of see how it works, valuable for the exam. And if you get a question about it, about that failure scenario, then good job, you've already labbed it out, and you know what the answer is. There's a lot of bloggers out there, and a lot of them have also created blogs, study guides about the VCP, about the VCAP, about VCDX even. There's people that have tons of blogs on VCDX. So just look for whatever exam you want to do. Is it data center virtualization, network virtualization? Doesn't matter. Probably somebody has written a blog on how you can take the exam, study guides, or consolidated a lot of resources that is just like a wiki page that you can just click open. So make sure you look for those. There's a lot out there. And if it doesn't exist, it's a good opportunity to start blogging yourself and create that for others to use. And you can apply to be a V expert even. And again, read the blueprint. Anything you ever need to know is in that blueprint. So make sure you read that. Now, this is a VMUG session, obviously. So VMUG Advantage also has a lot of resources that can help you in your journey with getting a VCP certification. You can get discounts on trainings and exams. The discounts are 20% on courses and 20% off exams, so that is also a significant chunk. It doesn't have to be for you. You can give it to your employer as well, so that might be easier to convince your manager to actually pay for the exam. They've also got a new partnership with New Horizons, where you get 25% discount off training courses. So make sure you check that out. There's a ton of great stuff there, and it's just new. Make sure you talk to the VMUG folks outside if you want more information on that. Now, VMUG also has a lot of resources on there. You also get license keys. So that is the eval experience. You get license keys for your home lab if you have that. If you're not a V expert, or even if you are, there's keys in the eval experience that are not available to V experts, for example. So highly recommend that if you're a home labber. Just it's a small price to pay for all the licenses you ever want. And if you want to check out more, there's a QR code that you can scan that takes you directly to the VMUG Advantage page, or you can just talk to the people outside here and they can give you all the information you ever need. That's all fun, but what about some more tips and tricks to take the exam? When you actually go to the exam, you might wonder, well, what's the time I get allotted? In the past, there used to be a difference between native speakers, non-native speakers. That's gone now. So the exam is 135 minutes for everybody. That is more than 2 hours time. It is plenty of time. So just relax, breathe, read the questions. Just take your time, read the questions more than once, because they are a bit, or they contain clues about potential answers. So read them 2 times, 3 times, 4 times even. There's hints in there. You can also choose your exam locations, and that is one of the great things that came out of COVID, if I'm allowed to say that. You can take your exam at home. So ever since COVID hit, the remote exam center or exam scheduling became a thing, and I use that a lot. You can just sit at home. Make sure your desk is not too highly organized, or if you're not too fond of the way it's set up, because they expect you to unplug everything that is connected to your laptop. So if you very meticulously cable managed everything, maybe do it at an exam center, because you will have to unplug everything before you can take the exam. Another tip is mark your questions. If you do not have the answer straight away, or if you do not know the answer, just mark the answer. At the end of the exam, you just click review answers, and then you can get a list of everything you've marked. You can just go through it, and then you're not under pressure from the time, because you know how much time you have left just for the review. Just go through them one by one, and it is, just review them. And as I said before, read the question again. They have clues about what the answer might be, so make sure you check that out. And then for next steps, VCP for me is just the beginning. Actually, VCTA could be the beginning, but if you are starting with VCP, it is just the gateway into the whole wonderful world of certification. There's VCAP on there. VCAP has a design part. It has a deploy part, which in my opinion is the most fun exam you can ever take, because it's just a lab. You get a couple scenarios that you have to implement or troubleshoot or fix. It is very fun to do. Make sure you know what you actually are doing, or that you read what their instructions are, because otherwise you might lock yourself out of, say, an NSX manager. This did not happen to me at all. And then after that, you could take the VCDX exam. And VCDX is a whole journey in itself. There's a couple VCDXs running around here, so you can pick their brain about it. There's also a couple really good blog series. Renee van Bedem, for example, has a couple on them. VCDX is a journey. You have to create a ton of documentation for it. I've been pondering doing it for the past couple of years now, but I haven't actually gotten to the point where I want to do it. But that is another step you can take after the VCP exam. With that, that is actually pretty much everything I had. So I'm going to open the floor for questions, if there are any. Yeah. So the question was, this gentleman has a VCP 5 certification and was wondering what he should do to upgrade it. With the Broadcom transition, there's been a ton of certificates that have been activated again. My oldest one was a VCP 6 that is valid again. So on the Broadcom learning page, there's a page for every single certification that you want to take. So say, for example, it's DCV. You can look at the requirements that you have, and there's several scenarios, like if you have no valid certificate, if you have certificates from 2020 or 2021 or something like that, or older, and the instructions on what you can do are in that page. So make sure you check that out before you schedule the exam. But again, there's no required course, so you can just take the exam again and you'll have a valid certificate. Okay? Yeah.
Isn't there, or wasn't there, maybe it's not here now, on demand, taking the VCP classes as well, not as much as
So, yeah. So the question was about the on-demand courses, if they still exist, if I understood correctly. I'm not entirely sure if they still exist. Maybe it's a good idea to head over to the certification center on the, I believe it's the fifth floor, fourth floor. It's in your app as well. There's a lot of education people there. Oh, yeah. It's a VMUG thing. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe just talk to the folks outside here. They can help you with that. Yes.
So I just passed my VCP-DCV yesterday morning.
Congrats.
So thanks. So with that momentum, I was like, well, maybe I should do the VCAP deploy.
Yeah.
Just YOLO it.
That's how he got it.
I've been installing. Yeah. Oh, you just YOLO'd it? I read through the exam guide, and like I can do all the things that are listed. So I'm just curious, like if there's like nuances with it that would really necessitate doing like the actual practice tests that they recommend and stuff.
Well, it kind of depends on how much experience you have. So the question was, he just passed his VCP exam. Round of applause. If he should just YOLO the deploy exam or not. So it kind of depends on how much experience you have with the product. If you have 2, 3, 4, 5 years experience with the product, just wing it. You're good to go probably. Or if you have less experience but you're that good, YOLO it as well by all means. Just read through all of the topics that are in the blueprint and just say to yourself, oh, I can do this, or I know how this works or that works. Make sure you're also ready to troubleshoot some stuff, because that can be in there as well. But you should probably be good to go if you've got experience.
Okay. Yeah, I've been doing it for a number of years.
Yeah, just YOLO it.
This is my second VCP. I just renewed it, so I have the 2022.
Yeah.
I just did the 2024.
You should be good to go.
Okay. So then I saw the test listed was on vSphere 7 still. Is that the latest test?
I'm not actually sure what the latest one is, because it's been a while since I did mine. I think I did the VCP or VCAP 7. Is it on 8? Yeah. Then you should be good to go.
On their site.
Well,
their documentation hasn't been updated.
You can also go upstairs and just ask what the version it is. They can probably answer that for you. Yeah. Right. Any more questions? Yeah.
Is there a validity period, or is it just a version?
The question was, is there a validity period or is it just the versions? It used to be that there was a validity period, but then under the VMware rule or era, they also already rolled that back to, I think it was, I'm not entirely sure by heart, but that kind of got dropped by Broadcom, I get the feeling, because my oldest certificates, as I said, for VCP 6, they're active again. I saw a couple people on Discord and Slack as well that have their VCP 4 active again. So I think the validity period is gone. That being said, it is a good idea to just renew them, because there's a date next to it. So people know, oh, he's up to date with his certifications, and they know what they're getting themselves into, so to speak, before they hire you or before they talk to you.
The one that I just got says never expires.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
But it's dated 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, it's a 2030. It's not worth the whole lot.
No. All right. Any other questions? Okay. Then with that, I am going to give you back some of your time. Please take your surveys, and I wish you a very good conference.